So Kamala Harris's campaign is about joy and character. And I love that because I love joy and I love feeling joy. And even though I don't know Kamala personally, I've heard her talk a few times and I feel really good about what she is saying she'll bring. You know, like me, she wants to close the chapter on the past. I get that. And she wants to move forward and not attack or be disparaging of others.
You are a disgrace.
But lift people up, you know?
And this former president,
you know, I bet she does want us to forget about the past 3.5 years of her being in the White House.
Let's turn the page.
Vice President
and move
Harris,
forward.
thank you.
We're not going back.
Let's all take a moment together to forget about her record.
Young, and we didn't want to be exposed.
Inflation hit a 40-year record high in March, with consumer prices rising 8.5%.
These prices are still climbing.
Kamala says she's looking out for the middle class, and I believe her because she said it. Now, Kamala has been clear on this, and America knows that Kamala has been very consistent in her policy positions from day one.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
Do you still want to ban fracking?
No, and I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020. Repeat, and the American people know that Joe Biden will not ban fracking. That is a fact.
Joe Biden will not ban fracking.
So would you ban offshore drilling?
Yes, and I've, again, worked on that.
It's about time someone gets to the bottom of the issues with the grocery store owners.
I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gauging on food.
She's finally going to go after those crazy grocery store owners. Man, they've been in cahoots for so long trying to rip us off when we go buy our groceries at the store. You know, it's all their fault that we've had all of these issues with high prices, and it just makes me so mad. So I'm so glad that Kamala is finally showing us that somebody's smart enough to know that they're behind all of this, that that's the reason why we all are struggling every month. We can't afford to pay our bills or buy groceries is because those crazy grocery store owners, they just make me sick.
She did say price gauging, and by the way, English is my fifth language, so let me correct. She meant to say price gouging is what she meant to say. However, do you know what they make their profit margin grocery stores according to marketplace.org? 1.6%, nothing. Worse than restaurants. That means if they do $1 million, oh my God, these people make so much money. Profit is $16,000. That's it.
Bear with me for a moment while we remember the greatest gift that Kamala gave to us. I'm going to share with you my personal budget and show you exactly how I have benefited from Kamala and her policies. I just wanted to show you guys my monthly budget. This is just kind of an average budget back in 2020. And so my average monthly income was about $5,500. You can see my expenses here. I just simplified it and got some of the bigger ones and then, you know, kind of condensed everything else into this other category that I left at $1,000. So I just wanted to point out that my housing in 2020 was around $1,800. Utilities right there at $350, gas at $325, and that is gas for my car, and then groceries at $800, and this is for my family of 4. And so this right here is a subtotal of all of the expenses, and then if you take the difference between my income and my expenses, then I had $675 left over every single month that I was then able to throw into my savings account and save for whatever. If we fast forward 2 years, we're going to take a look at 2022, and my monthly income did go up over that time period about 4%, which was kind of nice. And so obviously my donations kind of went up correspondingly at 10%. But ooh, that's a huge jump. For my housing in 2020 to 2022, it jumped over $300, and utilities was a lot more. Gas was like double. Geez. My groceries went up like tons, and nothing changed in my spending. Like, so I felt like I was still buying the same stuff. And in fact, I started realizing like I'm not even doing as much vacations and things like I'm just getting the basics. Oh, look, that's red. I wonder where that's red. These parentheses kind of point out that every month I'm going in the hole. Like I used to be able to save $675 a month. And now with all these increases in inflation, I'm losing almost $300 a month, which means I'm not saving anything. And then fast forwarding 2 more years to 2024, my monthly income has gone up again about 4%, but I am going in the hole even more than in 2022. Like, what the heck is going on? My income does not seem to be keeping up with my expenses, and I'm not spending any differently, and we're still a family of 4, and now every month I'm going in the hole almost the same amount as what I used to be able to put away into savings just 4 years ago. All right, so now as we all take a really good look at our own budgets that sit in the red, isn't that a beautiful color? I love red. Don't you love red? Well, I'm not sure why people don't like red on their financial statements. It's just pretty, you know? So as we all take a good look at those budgets, let's close that chapter together as we all become unburdened by what has been, you know?
Unburdened by what has been, you know? What can be, unburdened by what has been. There are those who are unable to see what can be, but there are many more who are able to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. And that's the kind of president we need right now.
So I personally want to say thank you to Kamala Harris for running as a Democratic nominee for President of the United States. Because I personally feel like she's telling us the truth, you know? I think we really are wanting a better chapter, and we really do want to close the chapter on what has been and not be burdened by it anymore, you know? Just my opinion.